What is up, folks? This is Acid Root, so we've got part 2 of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So I'm starting to notice that this playthrough is going to take more than just like 3 episodes. I figured I was going to have this whole game taken care of within the next episode, but I don't think that that's the case, because some of these zones start to get longer and more pronounced, and it fits a description. It's not like the first couple worlds or zones that you kind of speed through relatively quickly, so there's going to be some stuff here that's going to go on. But yeah, so hopefully when you guys are watching this, it's a nice Friday night or something. Even if you have plans for the night, dates, events, occasions, excursions, still try to find some time for this. This is good, because this is definitely munchy material, I'll tell you that much. Sonic always has been. I mean, there was stuff from the 90s that just screamed that sort of shit, and this is one of those games. Obviously, this is one of the best games that Sega has, and it still is. I mean, it still holds up. I mean, really, you should be able to complete this game in probably a good 2 hours, I would say, but that just depends upon how well you know it. If it's blind, if you're playing this blind, then obviously you'll have more fun with it, but it's still a quick game. And this section's really kind of pissing me off, so I'm trying to figure out how to get past it, but apparently you have to keep going up, so. But yeah, so. I'm doing some online grocery shopping tomorrow. I've been doing that, but I've been watching the news, and the stuff is opening up because of, the country's starting to open up from like the COVID closed downs. I don't really think it's time yet. I mean, I'm not gonna be like a Debbie Downer about the situation, but I just think, probably more things need to happen, because the easiest way to tell that it's too soon is just the fact that, like, the news that says every single day on ABC, if you're in the United States, it says that 20 or 25% of the whole country's been vaccinated with at least one shot, and I think that's 1 in 5 people. So out of 350 million people, that's only like 70 million that have actually gotten it. It's improved, but I still think it probably needs to be like 200 million or something like that, and that's just only getting one shot. So that's kind of the thing, but kind of like, yeah. So I'm just gonna kick back with Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the main thing. This is a simple game, and I know I can beat it. I'm not second guessing my ability to do it. I think even the stage that always gave me problems when I was younger, I don't think I'm gonna have too much of a problem with. This should be, like I've said before, it should be a cakewalk. So, especially with Tails helping out. That's the whole thing. When you have a player too, I mean, Tails normally helps with the bosses, but you gotta understand that you do have to do the final boss yourself, or the final 2 bosses. So, luckily there's a nifty little cheat that you're gonna see in a few seconds, and that allows you to go to a level select, so you don't have to play every single stage. If you didn't have internet, you might not have known about that. You might not have known about that trick. But yeah, so you don't have to do all 10 or 12 zones every single time. So I just kind of feel like, yeah, that's going to make things a lot easier, because it would have really pissed me off. Without this nifty little screen here, it probably would have gotten on my nerves to have to do this marathon-wise, because it just makes the incentive of not being able to turn off the console, and that sucks, Anything past like 1990 or 1991 should have some sort of password function. It's just inexcusable at this stage to not have a save feature. Most Genesis games, I don't remember if they did, because I didn't have an overabundance of Genesis stuff, but basically they should have that. I mean, it's obviously 30 years too late, but you get the idea. We need more Genesis people out there. It needs to be talked about. Like the NES Classic and shit like that kind of has its stuff, but we don't really hear too much about Sega. Sega's dope. I mean, they were assholes. They had Mortal Kombat with blood. They did all that sort of shit. Bad language, blood. even probably sexual references. I think Nintendo didn't do it, but Sega, it's kind of like, hey, you know, and that needs to be. I mean, that's the thing. I don't like censorship. If you watch my Acidic Roots blog channel, you know I don't like censorship, but it's the truth. I mean, we have to applaud these assholes for doing that 30 years ago. So, Sega was sticking up for us, you know, before YouTube was YouTube, and things of that nature. Net neutrality and COPPA and all that, Sega would not have stood for that, and that's why I like them. I actually follow Sega on Instagram, so they don't post very much, but probably once or twice a month or something like that. Relatively tame. But yeah, so hopefully you have a nice slice of cheese or pepperoni or sausage pizza in your hand right now. Huzzah, or some popcorn, some KFC, some shit like that. But yeah, so a technique that you want to do to get through those loop-de-loops is you just press down so Sonic curls into a ball. Because otherwise, if you just have Sonic running and he's not in a ball, it's not going to be able to break the ground. So you got to know how to use that. And in the first Sonic, that was the only attack you had, was just going into the ball form. So it's just kind of the spin dash, which is by holding down and pressing the any button. You know, that came out in Sonic 2. So, but yeah, so. This is kind of, I mean, that's like the whole thing. So yeah, once again, they kind of are starting to introduce techniques that are going to trip you up a lot more. Just because the game, if you notice, the game is progressively getting tougher. I mean, that was an asshole move right there, but things are starting to become more asshole-oriented, and it's kind of just, it's a learning curve. I mean, you may not notice it when you're younger, but things start to kind of get trickier. Like, the bosses slowly but surely get tougher, and you have to have more astute things to be able to figure it out. I mean, really, this game should not give you much trouble beyond the final boss, but still, it does have a learning curve. So, I really don't like the first Sonic game. I mean, I thought about doing a project on that. You may think, oh, well, you're gonna do that game after this, and it's like, this is just better. I mean, I like Tails, I like Sonic and Tails, the combination, and I like the stages better in this game. And, it's longer, the stages are more fun, and, it's 2 players, so there's just a bunch of stuff that this has going for it. And I do like Sonic 3, but I don't actually have that game right now. I would probably just do Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but then I'd have to go out and get the Genesis games of it, so I don't know. I mean, if I ever do more Genesis games, it would be strange, but I just would have to figure them out, because most of them can kind of kick my ass. When I was, like, saying that Sega is kind of it wasn't just for kids or young teenagers, the games are pretty brutal, so. And, you know, Acid Roots, when he plays brutal games, he rages. He breaks controllers, gets mad, yells, causes, you know, uproars and that sort of stuff. So I don't handle tough games very well. I mean, I've learned to, but that's kind of why certain games Tails just fucked me over there. Because he was the one that beat Robotnik that time, but yeah, like I was saying, yeah, rage-inducing games. I mean, sometimes I would just quit games for like 2 or 3 years at a time, and this is like, screw it. You know, you don't even know what you're going to do 3 years later. I mean, imagine, just go back to February or March of 2018 and see if you haven't played a game since then, and then say what to think of that. It's kind of like, you want to say time flies, but then no, it doesn't, because 3 years actually is a long time if you don't do something within that time. So, try not drinking Coke for 3 years and then tell me that time is flying by. No. But yeah, so I'm not gonna, that's just a tangent on this. I need to digress off that, but so this is, I die in this world, or this zone. I die in this, so see if you can figure out where. But yeah. Thing about this world is even though it's in a cave, you can still fall to your death here. So that's just kind of, you just have to be aware of where, you know, where to go and where not to go. But yeah, I've been kind of taking a break from this channel. I mean, it's difficult just because I'm not really in the mood to play Wario Blast. And I'm not really in the mood to play Final Fantasy, so I need something more to sit there and do. I mean, every now and then that happens. I mean, I don't feel like my channel is like thriving right now to the point where I have to do these games immediately, but I just get kind of sick of the games, and then it just is like, you know. That's the thing about being a Let's Play channel, is you have to kind of roll with the punches, and I mean, if you get tired of it, I mean, obviously if I had like 200, 300 people waiting for me, I'd probably do it more, but then some of my other YouTube channels would have to be kept at bay. That's just the thing. You know, you have to choose the matter of importance, and that's not including your personal life. So, but I'm trying to think. I'm kind of hungry. My mouth is kind of dry right now. I'm trying to think of what I want. I might just make a pizza from Hy-Vee. We have a store called Hy-Vee in town. We're getting ready to make another one, but yeah, thinking about getting like some pizza or some shit. Then, like I said, I'm getting groceries, so I don't know, I just wanna so Tails is trying to keep up. I mean, he makes intermittent appearances, but he really doesn't help much until the boss. Now I died. Now I have 2 lives, so, you know, in the original run I had probably like 6 or something, but now I only have 2. It's not like it matters, because I can just use the level select and get back to this world. But yeah, so you know, you want to know what killed Let's Plays? Streaming. I like streaming at times, but I also miss like the classic Let's Play style of just engaging with the person's conversation and what they had to offer. Because sometimes you can rely on other people. If the streamer is interesting and you want to know like where they work and what their favorite drink is, and you know, what some of their favorite video games are, that's one thing. But otherwise, I just kind of like the natural palette that they have for when they play through the game. I think it should be both. I think if you can beat Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, you should do a stream of it like years later and then just kind of be nonsensical with it. That's just how it should go. Shouldn't just be stream only. So that's the thing. I mean, that's the point of streams, is you're supposed to keep playing these games. It should be simple, you know. Like, I have no problem with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's a fun game to play through again and again. I could beat this game today, play it probably 4 or 5 days later, unless I was pissed off the last time I played it. If that were the case, maybe not, but, you know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't really think of another Sega game I would like to do. I mean, it's not like I am not a fan of Sega, I just don't, you know, some of these games, like I was saying, are just extremely tough, and I would have to go out and purchase them, because unfortunately Sega themselves are not that good at figuring out what people want either. And that's just kind of the thing. I mean, honestly, I want a game like Gunstar Heroes, or Boogerman, Earthworm Jim, some of those type games, especially games that you can play with a friend or something, but this is like the main thing, is, but I digress, so stay tuned for more crunchy Sonic jokes and the like as we get to part 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I guess I would have to guesstimate that there will probably be like 4 or 5 of these, but subscribe for more fun. Thanks.